play this song, Frankie and Johnny. It's a traditional song from the US. It's been recorded loads of times. It's, I think, probably from the late 19th century, maybe early 20th century. So it's been recorded by Leadbelly, he used to do it. I think Pete Seeger did it, Bob Dylan more recently, but loads and loads of people have done it. Elvis Presley, Gene Vincent, Lonnie Donegan, Sammy Davis Jr. My favourite version is Doc Watson. I just like the guitaring in there. There's some really snazzy guitaring. Now, I'm going to show you a simple version, kind of bastardised, so I haven't got the snazzy guitaring that Doc Watson has. I'm going to use a capo at the 7th fret here, and that's going to raise the tone of the chords by 7 semitones. So actually I'm going to use 3 chord shapes, G, C and D. Those 3 chord shapes. But they'll be raised by 7 semitones, so the G will become a D, for example. So it's actually going to be in the key of D. Now, let me show you how to do this simply first. So, just simply strumming the chords. So, like this. On the G. Change to C. Back to G. Together the words. Frankie and Johnny were lovers. Lord, how they did love. They swore to be true to each other, true as the stars above. He was a man, but he was doing her wrong. So really easy like that. Now what you can do is you can actually build on that a little bit. Like, well, you notice I'm playing the G like this with those 3 fingers, middle finger, ring finger and little finger. So those 3, okay? Now a lot of people will play a G like this with their, or like that, with their index finger, their middle finger and maybe their ring finger or their little finger. The advantage in doing it the way that I do, with my middle finger, my ring finger and my little finger, is that I can use this index finger to do something else with if I want to, and I can put it on just here. So that's on the 1st fret, ignoring the capo, on the 2nd string on the B string, and that's actually a C if we didn't have a capo on, and so that makes the G, rather than the straight G, a G4. So you can do this. Got the index finger free to do that, and if you at the same time move your middle finger and you put it on the 2nd fret, again ignoring the capo on the 4th string, that gives us an inverted C shape, really, C chord. So we can vary it, we can go from alternate between the straight G and that inverted C, and that gives us this kind of rock and roll sort of feel, like this. When I go to the C, using those 3 fingers, okay, index, middle and ring, I can do something similar by putting my little finger on the 4th string, the D string, on the 3rd fret. Okay, that actually makes the C into a C4, because that's an F. So we get this. And then finally on the D, I can use my little finger, I can put it on that 3rd fret on the top string there, which gives us a D4, and we get... So we get this nice rock and roll feel. So let's see what the song's like with that. Frankie and Johnny were lovers. Lord, how they did love. They swore to be true to each other, true as the stars above. He was a man, but he was doing her wrong. So that's quite a nice variation, really. That brings it on a little bit, doesn't it? And what I can then do, just ditching the plectrum and using my fingers, is I can begin to pick. So if that's my bass note with my thumb, do it with your nail or side of your thumb. I kind of prefer the side of the thumb for this. And you get this kind of shape, this kind of pattern going. So what that is it's the bass string, the 6th string, then the 4th string, and then moving your fingers to make that inverted C, you can clap those 3 notes with your index, middle and ring fingers. So that's the 4th string, 3rd string and 2nd string. And you get this going. And then you get quite a nice, more subtle feel to the song. Frankie and Johnny were lovers. Lord, how they did love. They swore to be true to each other, true as the stars above. He was her man, but he was doing her wrong. Frankie, she was a good girl. Everybody should know. She paid $100 to buy Johnny a new suit of clothes. He was her man, but he was doing her wrong. You might have noticed I brought my thumb over there. That's quite a nice walk up. Oh. Yeah, it's on the 2nd fret. Anyway, so that's kind of it. So just remember, you know, by varying the chords a little bit, not playing a sort of straight G, but alternating with that inverted C, and then the same on the C chord and the D chord, you can just make it a lot more interesting. So it's a great song, great story about this lady who catches her man doing her wrong and shoots him. So he definitely gets his comeuppance. Apparently based on a true story, but you can read what it says on the Acoustic Music Archive webpage about that. So that's Frankie and Johnny. I'll see if I can play the whole song for you. Might go wrong. Might go wrong. I'm going to carry on recording anyway. Frankie and Johnny were lovers. Lord, how they did love. They swore to be true to each other, true as the stars above. He was a man, but he was doing her wrong. Frankie, she was a good girl. Everybody should know. She paid $100 to buy Johnny a new suit of clothes. He was a man, but he was doing her wrong. Frankie went down to the corner just for a glass of beer. She said to the fat bartender, has my lovin' Johnny been here? Have you seen my man? I think he's doing me wrong. I don't wanna cause you no trouble, and I don't wanna tell you no lies, but I seen your man about an hour ago with a girl named Nellie Bly. He was your man. I think he's doing you wrong. Then Frankie went home in a hurry. She didn't go there for fun. Frankie went home to get a hold of Johnny's 6-shooting gun. But he was her man, but he was doing her wrong. Frankie peeked over the transom, and there to her surprise, she saw her loving man Johnny with that high-nail Nellie Bly. He was her man, and he was doing her wrong. Then Frankie pulled back the kimono, and she pulled out a small 44. Then Rudy toot 3 times she shot right through that hardwood door. She shot a man, 'cause he was doing side. Roll me over so slow, roll me over on my left side, Frankie. Them bullets hurt me so. I was your man, but I was doing you wrong. Now bring round your rubber-tied buggy, bring round your rubber-tied hack. She's taking her man to the graveyard, and she ain't gonna bring him back. She shot that man 'cause he was doing her wrong. This story has no moral, this story has no end. Well, this story just goes to show you women that there ain't no good in the men. He was a man, but he was doing her wrong. So there we go, that's Frankie and Johnny. There's other versions with some more verses. Sometimes she's sent to the electric chair, or she goes to prison for 99 years. Actually, I think the historic lady actually wasn't convicted of the crime, so she kind of got away with it. And maybe good for her as well, who knows. So that's Frankie and Johnny.